Hi, I'm Anna, and welcome to the D5 Audible cheat sheet on Rutherglen Muscat, winemaking, maturation, and blending. Rutherglen Muscat is not made by stopping a normal fermentation early. Everything about the process is designed to handle grapes that are already extreme, very high in sugar, partially dehydrated, and intensely flavored before they even reach the winery. At harvest, muscat grapes are often partly shriveled. This makes immediate pressing ineffective because the pulp is dense and the juice is difficult to extract. To solve this, grapes are crushed and fermentation is started on the skins. This short fermentation on skins has a practical purpose. It helps break down the pulp and release sugar and flavor into the juice. Pectolytic enzymes may be added to further increase juice extraction. A range of cap management techniques can be used at this stage, including punch down, pump over, or the use of rotary fermenters, all aimed at maximizing extraction from very concentrated fruit. Fermentation is brief. Once the must reaches 1 to 2% alcohol, the fermenting juice is drained off the skins. The skins are pressed and the press fraction is combined with the free run juice. At this point, the wine is fortified to around 17.5% alcohol. A neutral grape spirit of at least 96% ABV is used. The high strength of the spirit means that only a small volume is required, which minimizes dilution of flavor intensity. Because the spirit is neutral, it allows the defining muscat aromatics to remain dominant in the finished wine. After fortification, wines are clarified either by racking off the lees or by light filtration. Adjustments to pH and fining for protein stability are also carried out before maturation begins. These steps are important to prevent deposits or instability that could cause off flavors during the long aging process. Maturation is where Rutherglen Muscat develops its distinctive richness and complexity. Wines are matured in very old oak casks. New oak is avoided because oak derived flavors and tannins are not wanted. Traditionally, maturation takes place in warehouses with tin roofs, which become very hot during the summer. These warm conditions accelerate the aging process. Cask position within the warehouse matters. Casks stored higher up are exposed to warmer temperatures and mature more quickly. Lower positions are cooler and slow the aging process. Some producers now insulate sections of warehouses to create cooler, more even conditions, allowing certain casks to retain greater freshness. A wide range of vessel sizes is used. Large, round, or oval casks may hold anywhere from 1300 to 9000 liters, while smaller barrels range from around 180 to 500 liters. Smaller vessels promote greater evaporation, more rapid concentration, and increased oxidation. Larger vessels slow these processes. During maturation, water evaporates through the wood. This causes alcohol, sugar, and acidity levels to rise over time. The rate of evaporation depends on temperature, humidity, and vessel size. Hot, dry conditions and small vessels accelerate evaporation, while cooler, more humid conditions and larger vessels slow it down. Whether casks are topped up is a deliberate stylistic choice. Frequent topping up limits oxidation and helps retain fresher fruit character. Infrequent topping up encourages oxidative development and deeper tertiary flavors. Blending is essential to Rutherglen Muscat. Most wines are non vintage. Blending younger and older wines allows producers to balance freshness with complexity and to maintain a consistent house style year after year. Sweetness styles can also be adjusted by blending wines made with different levels of residual sugar. Some producers use a modified fractional blending system, sometimes described as a solera. In this approach, a portion of wine is removed from a cask and replaced with younger wine. However, this is not carried out in the systematic, tightly regulated way seen in sherry production. Blending choices allow producers to shape final style very precisely. Fresher styles can be achieved by including a higher proportion of younger wines, wines matured in cooler conditions, or wines made from less overripe fruit. More intense, complex styles draw on older wines, wines matured in warmer conditions, and wines that have undergone greater concentration. Over time, wines deepen in color from pale pink, ruby, or garnet to deep brown. Sweetness, alcohol, and acidity all increase. Texture becomes fuller and more syrupy, and tertiary flavors develop. Throughout this process, a defining requirement remains. The grapey, floral character of Muscat must still be recognizable. For the D5 exam, the key insight from this episode is this: Rutherglen Muscat is shaped by controlled extraction from shriveled grapes, very early fortification, long aging in warm conditions, and deliberate blending. Freshness and complexity are not opposite here, they are balanced through vessel choice, warehouse conditions, and blending strategy. In the next episode, we look at how all of this is formalized through classification, style definition, and the wine business that supports Rutherglen Muscat today.